Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening frequency meditation. And it's been a really amazing week here. I've met a lot of different people that I know from all walks of life, from a lot from Brazil, as I'm still here, and then also friends have come in from different parts of the world. And what was been really interesting this week is that the topic of channeling, bringing in, incorporating another spirit, has come up time and time again. And I always like to notice patterns because when there's patterns, usually there's something for me to investigate. So on this week's frequency meditation, we're going to tune into the whole subject of channeling, being a medium, the pros, the cons, and then also, if you do wish to do it, how to do it so you'll get the best results. Anything I talk about is just my experience, it's my line. There are infinite ways of going to the same place we're all going, so I'm not speaking and saying, don't do that or do it. I'm just sharing my experience because I have channeled quite a bit in the past, and I also had an entity for 2 months. So I know also some of the downside if you just go in thinking that, well, if I channel, then that's going to bring in insight for me, and I'm going to have guidance, and I'm going to be even more evolved. It's not necessarily the case when we channel. It's all about being in control, and that if you are becoming a vessel, a conduit for whatever you are bringing in, or is whatever you're bringing in actually taking over control, like what happened with me? So first of all, many think about channeling is something that is that I can channel, or if I have abilities, if I'm a psychic, if I can see auras, whatever it might be, then that is spiritual enlightenment and advancement, and that's not the case at all. In fact, a lot of times people who have psychic abilities, they're still in the same constructs of the reality they're created. They're just perceiving a different layer of it. And what we do here at Space Time with Rob is that I actually help move you out of the reality, the construct that you have created for yourself unconsciously, and I bring you out of that so you can have an objective view on the reality that is dictating how you think, and you can then start to disconnect from that, detach from that, and that's true freedom, and that's true empowerment, because then you can consciously create the reality that you wish to render yourself in. So just because somebody has psychic abilities, or they can see auras, or they're in connection with their animal spirit, or they're channeling, it does not equate to any sort of enlightenment. Saying that, if it's done properly, absolutely, it's amazing. Many people who know Daryl, who channels Bashar, he has done an enormous service for us for many decades now. So what we want to do, though, and my experience is as my connection, my awareness of my connection to my timeless self got stronger and clearer, I was really informed, and that's how it works with me. I get a solid knowing with great authority that, Rob, for you, there's only one thing for you to channel, and you do it anyways, we all do it, but one thing to be conscious of, and if you want to cultivate that, and that is to channel your higher self. With another exception, and it's only where I am right now, it will change, it always does, I also can bring in the frequencies of Earth, the core of the Earth. And why I do that, it's very compatible with the work I do, such as just telling you about bringing you out of the reality, the construct you're in, and taking you to another one. Earth frequencies are the purest frequencies that we have access to here in this 4D. They are not only the purest, but they also bring us into alignment. They bring us to our center. They bring us to harmony. And by doing that and being able to position yourself there, being very centered and grounded, you then are able to objectively view the reality that you're in, the distortions you're acting out, and with true empowerment, you then can create a reality of your choosing consciously. So I do bring in those frequencies, earth frequencies. So on this frequency meditation, we're going to have an experiential one where you're actually going to be in the strongest position possible. So you, whatever you wish to bring in, but in this one, we're going to bring in our higher self consciously with awareness, and that will bring in the true power you really are. So with that, let's sit back Let's bring in Earth's frequencies. Let's bring in our own higher power. And then with that, you'll have the objectiveness to see how reality is creating you and not you creating reality. And with that, sit back and let's see what comes up. So let's just take a deep breath in right now, noticing where you are, noticing your environment around you, and then you in your environment. Noticing you and your body. And take a deep breath in. Another deep breath in. And as we arrive here, what does that mean, arriving here? Arriving right now, in this present moment, the only thing that is real. Everything to this very second is no longer in existence. There's no source attached to it. So it's just memories, programs. And everything past this moment has not been created yet. Again, there's no source to it. As we focus, just bringing our attention to this present moment and bringing our attention to our spine, noticing our spine in our body, you in your spine. And this time as we take a breath in, let's take a breath in from the core of the earth. And I'll help you visualize this so it's experiential. So again, just noticing yourself right here, right now. And as we just breathe in, on the exhale, bringing your higher self, dropping that higher self of yours down into your body, down your spine, all the way through your spine, right down through the legs, the knees, the calves, the shins, the feet, and drop right down into the earth. And as we breathe in these frequencies from the earth, these pure frequencies that naturally bring us into alignment, and just bring it right up through your body, your spine, expanding throughout your whole body. And then as you touch the parameters of where your body ends, expand further out, arm's length around you. And this is where your, if you like, your soul's blueprint is, your frequency signature is. And we're bringing in these frequencies of the earth to help align us and bring us into this harmony. So we're in total control before we decide to expand outwards. So again, as this is about channeling other entities, spirits, let's really make us solid before we do this. So just taking a breath in, normal breath in, and as you exhale, bringing from your spirit, channeling your higher self, bringing it right down through the top of your head, right down through your back of your neck, your spine, going down through your groin area, your legs, your knees, your shins, the feet, the balls of the feet, and then dropping down even further into the core of the earth. And with an inhale from these frequencies of the earth, we're bringing it right up through our body, our spine, expanding outwards to the end of where our body ends, where the skin stops, and then even expanding it further, arm's length around us, into this area where we create from. Noticing you in your body from this space, very separate environment. And noticing you as a reflection of what has been generated, created, where these frequencies reside. Some call it a personal space. I call it the soul's blueprint. Noticing from there you as a reflection, and then paying attention to the brain in your head, the left side, the right side, and then that center hub. What we're doing here is we're aligning the mind, the body, and earth in one. Just stay here for a second. Noticing what's coming up to you. Any thoughts, filters, distortions. So let's ask ourselves this question. For those who are been channeling in the past, who are mediums, incorporate whether it's different spirits, entities. Asking, why do we want to channel? Why is this something that we gravitate to, for those of you who do it? And then bringing awareness into actually the mechanics, what's happening when you do go into these different spaces. Being that conduit for whatever it might be, however benevolent it might be. Do you think by channeling that brings spiritual enlightenment, spiritual advancement? Or is it, in some cases, is that you're a vessel for something else, some other intelligence to express itself here? That's a conversation for you to carry on with your higher self. But for many, as we take a deep breath in, noticing your spine, noticing you in your spine in your body, this is where we have full control. But for many, Another breath in. For many, they're not in control. And they give permission for something to come in and that's where things can get a bit funky for yourself, to say the least. I used to channel quite a bit, thinking that this was spiritual enlightenment, till I was shown that, in fact, I never left the reality I was in, and all I was doing was opening up another layer of the reality that was created through my distortion. And until finally that message was really hit home when I actually had an entity that took 2 months to take back the control that I always had, but I wasn't aware of it. So as we take a breath in, bringing in this awareness for you, it's the same with people who have certain abilities, psychic abilities, can see auras, can read people's minds. There's a connection with thinking that this is spiritual enlightenment, but in fact, in most cases, they're still operating from the same reality with limitations. They just have accessed another layer of it. But what we do here is move you completely out of the existing reality so you can have an objective view of how you've created yourself. So you could have an objective view of what distortions are creating you. And then with this awareness, through the awareness, you naturally disconnect from these programs. And naturally you tune in to even clearer reality between you and your timeless self. So for those of you who are channeling or have abilities and you think this is some spiritual enlightenment, it can be. But from what I see, most of the cases it's not. And in fact, it actually can distort you even further, as we have seen from people who are in the public eye. And over time, they get less shiny, less vibrant. And you see even physically the distortions, the decay process that comes in. So as we take another breath, it's not to say to discourage people from channeling, but first of all, let's bring in the awareness of what you're doing, why you're doing it. See if there is any spiritual pride involved. It's the surest thing to slow you down on this journey. And let's do it, let's just say the safest way. Anything I say, I'm just sharing my experience, so I'm not speaking for anyone else but my direct experience. And I've been shown that the most potent channeling, the channeling that really can shift the needle, It's what we all do anyways, but consciously, is to channel your higher self. No third parties. Noticing you and your body. This time, let's take a deep breath in from the core of the earth, bringing it right up through your body, filling your whole body, cells, atoms, organs, blood, muscles, joints, with these frequencies that bring us into that perfect alignment, harmony, synchronicity. I use Earth's frequencies. They're the purest thing that I have access to here in this 4D. There are other frequencies, but they're not necessarily compatible with us in density. So if you like, I channel Earth's frequencies. It's not something outside of my natural existence. So it centers me. It brings me into the present moment with a clear proximity to my higher self. And by centering you, by having this clear perspective with your higher self, you're able to observe the reality that has rendered you here. Again, you're able to observe the reality that has rendered you. You have not rendered the reality, like most people think. That's why they try and use their mind to shift. You're able to observe this reality with more clarity and clearer. Your thoughts and the emotions are shaped by the environment that has rendered itself. Most people just respond to this reality unconsciously. So again, another deep breath in from the core of the earth, coming right up through your body, through your spine, filling every cell, every atom, organ, flesh, muscle with these pure frequencies. Expanding that out into your personal space, your spirit's blueprint, where all your frequencies are created. Noticing from there you and your body as a reflection. And coming to that central hub in the brain, where the left side, the right side meet. And it's from here we position ourselves with that control, that center, that alignment. And it's from here where we can expand outwards, tuning into this consciousness of our higher self. It's always available for us. There's really no reason or necessity to ever connect with anything else besides your higher self. Your spirit, your higher self, timeless self, is more than capable of understanding the distortions you have, of knowing the best most efficient way of bringing awareness of these distortions to you, so you can do what we're here to do. We're not here to exist. We're here to create, like the Creator. So let's just stay in this space right now, noticing you and your body, noticing the environment outside of your body, approximately usually arm's length around you, creating this reflection of you here. And noticing the brain, the right side, the left side, and hanging out here. Listen to this meditation again. There's a lot of the mechanics on how we create ourselves here for you. It takes practice. We're not used to this guidance. In fact, most people are never in this place. And from here, we expand out and we have that connection, that tuning into our higher self. And from here, we receive. So let's be in silence. I'll help you stay in this space until you can do it on your own. And let's bring in this awareness of the reality you're in right now. The filters that are dictating the mind. The mind does not dictate the filters. The filters dictate how you perceive yourself here in density. Most people try and heal the shadow, the reflection of who you are here. But what we do is we go to the source. We edit at the blueprint level. And we can only do that if we have the awareness of how we have, not consciously, created ourselves here. So observe. Observe your reality. See the influences, the programs, the limitations, the distortions. They're not you. It's very difficult to fix something if we don't know it's broken. So with this awareness, with detaching, being able to observe how you've been created, you're able to see with objective neutrality. Notice what comes in. Detach from it. Is gaining the awareness that's the difficult part, because we're never here with a quiet mind to hear, to listen. As you receive this awareness, edit it. Disconnect from it. Why do I have non-deserving programs? Why do I have self-abuse programs? Sacrifice, taking on the burdens of everyone else. Once you have the awareness, it's very fast and permanent to shift it, to open up other realities, representing, being the reflection of this powerful being you are here. Taking advantage of the universal cycle of us no longer having to be in survival mode, healing mode, fixing us because we're not complete. We can go into the rhythm of the universe and be in full expansion, already complete. It's a very simple process. We center ourselves in Earth's frequencies. We observe our reality and the distortions that have orchestrated it. Through connecting to our higher self, we get the opportunity of observing other realities that are on offer for us without the distortion. We get to choose. You will never render yourself in another reality if you think it's worse than the one you're in. So we bring in this awareness of what's available for you. It lets you detach with neutrality from the matrix you're in. The matrixes you're in. And then you get to create consciously, from clarity, not from need. Again, we're here to create. We're not here to just exist. It is not the mind that changes things. The mind is a processor. The mind will fulfill whatever is needed from the reality you've created, that has been created for you through your programs. This is taking back control. This is becoming that limitless being in physical form. There is nothing of greater mastery that we can do here than bringing clearer frequencies into this density. We all have access to do this. And for those of you who channel other spirits, other entities, animals, whatever it may be, It's not to say not to do that. But first invite your higher self to be the lead. And that way, instead of just being a vessel, a messenger, a conduit, you get to expand as well. There are amazing people out there who channel. I have a friend who channels animals. Amazing abilities, service, to help others, to understand that connection, that communication with their pets, perhaps. There's people who can channel alien knowledge, experience, providing a great service for humanity. So it's not about not channeling. Anything can be used as a tool or a weapon. So this meditation, as we breathe in, noticing ourselves in our body, is to help funnel your abilities, your natural abilities, in the most efficient way. Listening to any sounds around you, noticing where those sounds are, and then noticing your spine, you and your spine and your body. The smells in the air, noticing where the smells are, and then noticing your right earlobe. The taste in your mouth. And noticing your inner groin area. Just notice what's touching your skin right now. The fabric, a breeze. And then noticing your left eyebrow. And opening your eyes, looking at an object. Noticing where that object is. That object has no memory of you, no experience of you. It's completely separate from you. And then noticing your kneecap. You and your kneecap in your body. This is referred to as spatial referencing. It lets you come into your body in the present moment, really owning the environment you're in, and then being able to be objective with the other environments outside of your body. Practice this as much as you can. You'll become very fluent, and you'll start moving to different levels where you can start to observe other realities being played around you. You can notice what reality you move into, and then take back control and move into a reality that serves you better. This stuff is not about being a good person or saving the planet or anything like that. It's the mechanics on how we create ourselves here, how the universe creates itself. As a result of that, you can't be but a good person. You can't be but anything else but helping other people and the world around you. It's your frequency. It happens naturally, in total alignment and harmony. And so with that, I hope you all have a beautiful week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.